What up, what up, what up? How y'all doing? I've had a lot of people ask me to do this. Oh, wow. I've had a lot of people ask me to share some game on how I'm doing Ubering in my Tesla. So, I have the Model S. As you see, I'm at the airport right now in the TNC lot at Hobby Airport in Houston, Texas. Boom. We got the rear view camera. We got the internet. We got the dopest navigation in the game. Pretty much anything you want to listen to. Streaming. I mean, whatever. You can save channels. So I'm going to give you a little bit of game. So, I initially started this kind of as a joke. I wanted to be the first Tesla Uber driver in Houston. And people said, you're either smart or crazy or dumb. And I said, I'm all three. So, I've been averaging 250, 300 a day. I've made up to 750 in a day. And you got to remember, I don't pay for gas. All these other Uber drivers, like literally all these other Uber drivers. See, I'm in the TNT lot. They're using gas, and let's say they make 200 a day. You're paying at least 50 in gas. Now, I don't do regular Uber. I do Uber Black. There's a big difference. To become an Uber Black driver, you have to go through a 5-stage background check. You have to have, 4-stage background check, sorry. It's Homeland Security, FBI background check, state and local. And then you have to get a warrant check. You have to get a limo license. You have to get certified by the city. You have to get a placard, a decal, all kinds of stuff. So, I decided to start making some YouTube videos because a lot of people have asked me to do so, and kind of give away some game. Now, like I said, in the Tesla, I do not pay for gas. I do not pay for maintenance. A lot of the maintenance most cars have, I don't have. I don't have oil changes. I don't have belts and hoses and spark plugs and O2 sensors and all that dumb shit. It's mostly just battery. And right now, Houston has, here, I'll show you. We have only 3 superchargers. See, I hit this button down here, and it shows me all the charging stations, including the superchargers. The way the superchargers are set through the city, it's not the most convenient right now, but they're adding more, so I'm just being patient. Now, I have some advantages and disadvantages. My disadvantages are the locations of the superchargers. I only have about 240 mile range on this particular Tesla. It's a Model S 2016, and I can't just drive around and go to a gas station and gas up whenever I want. I gotta be very, very smart with how I get around. So what I do is I'm very strategic. In the mornings, and this sounds crazy, I wake up at 3:30 a.m. and turn on the app. Why would I do that? Because the way the algorithms work with the Uber app, the first rides you're going to get are usually the longest rides of the day. It's people going to work or the airports. So You'll usually get a good morning ride from Missouri City, where I stay, which is like southwest Houston, to one of the airports or to downtown. Either way, you're gonna make some good money. If you get one to IAH, especially on Uber Black, you're gonna make up to 180, 200 bucks, not including tip. This morning I took a gentleman from by Sienna Plantation to the Energy Corridor, quick 60 bucks. That I came here to the airport because today my driving time is real low. They limit you on how much you can drive. So since my driving time didn't reset because I woke up early and turned the app on without thinking, I never let it fully reset, and you have to have 6 hours offline. So today I'm not working with a whole lot of driving time. So what I did is I came to the airport, and what I'm about to do is change my app from Black and Select to just Black. You're guaranteed a ride at the airport. You're gonna wait. It's pretty much like fishing. You gotta be patient, you gotta wait. The fastest I've ever got a ride at the airport is like within 1 hour on Black. If you're doing Uber X, you can pretty much come and go as you please. I mean, it might be full, but it empties out really quickly. Select, there's a lot of Select drivers. I think too many Select drivers. But you're guaranteed a ride. So I wake up real early. I get that first ride in. I come to the airport. You got to understand the city. You got to understand how the city moves. Doing Uber Black, you have to understand where the money's at. You're not going to get rides on Uber Black in certain areas. You're just not. People aren't going to pay that much to get a ride to the airport. They'll just use regular Uber. So I hate to say it, but you got to kind of sit around the rich areas and, do your thing. So what I do is I'm not going to drive around the city looking for rides. If I do anything, I'm going to sit at home, wait for a ride or two, or come to the airport. At certain times, I'll go back to the city. I'll go to downtown at a certain time, certain area, and get some rides, give people rides pretty much home that have been working or back to the airport. So a lot of people in Houston are in oil and gas, and they come in from different cities. There's guys that go from Houston to Dallas every day. Like they fly from Dallas to Houston, work, and then fly back. And this is what they do every day. It's like a bus ride to them. A lot of oil and gas companies mandate their employees to use Uber Black. So today there's like a conference at George R. Brown for oil and gas, meaning there's going to be a lot of Uber Black rides here in the next hour or two. Like I said, I'm averaging $250 to $350 a day. I'm putting in a lot of hours. I'm working a lot, but at the same time, I'm single, no kids. I don't want to have free time. Like the Drake concert was here last night, and it's funny because we've recorded pretty much everyone that's performed last night at one point or another. We work with them somehow, or I've DJ'd for them, or done some kind of work with them in the past, from Drake to Migos. I think I DJ'd the first Migos concert. I DJ'd for Drake the first time. He was in Houston at the Bun and Friends tour. I was a DJ on the Drake show. I didn't DJ for him personally, but met the dude. This is when he first really got in the industry. Very young kid, and I applaud his success. He works very hard. And I went from someone that was working with the artist to someone that's working the venue. And for me, it's not about pride. Like, I don't care about that. I'm trying to make money. If I can make more money Ubering than I can DJing, then that's what I'm gonna do. Now, I'm 35 years old. I just don't see myself being a DJ for another 20 years. I don't see myself driving Uber for another 20 years. It's just something I'm doing. It's a means to an end. And like I said, with the Tesla, this is the car to do it in. I have a lot of fun. Most of my conversations with passengers are about the car. and a lot of misconceptions. A lot of people in oil and gas, you have a lot of questions, and I kind of fill them in with what's really the technology behind this car. So anyone has any questions, drop a comment. I'll do my best to answer them. I don't have all the answers. I'm not going to pretend to. I just feel like a lot of people always ask me, like, how did you buy that car? And I'm like, I saved up and bought it. I worked for it. I earned it. A lot of people ask me if Uber gave me this car. I'm like, Uber's not giving away Teslas. I actually need to talk to Tesla. I almost worked at Tesla. I need to talk to Tesla about them hooking me up, because I'm doing so much marketing for them and free promotions. I've given over 3,000 people rides in this car, and they've all asked something about the car. So these are things I'm working on. Maybe switching up to the SUV, the Model X. I'm kind of waiting to do that, but I'll make even more. There's different tiers of Uber. There's Uber X, there's Uber XL with the SUVs, there's Uber VIP, there's Uber Select, Uber Black, and Uber Black SUV. So I can do them all except Uber Black SUV and Uber XL, because the car doesn't seat 7 people. The SUV Model X definitely seats 7 people. I mean, I can put 2 more seats in this car, but they're for children, and I don't think that's right. To pull up on someone that's expecting an SUV and pull up in a car and say, I got 2 seats in the very back, so if you need to jump back there, go ahead. So there's a level of ethics. Make sure the passengers get there quickly, safely, in a timely fashion, but I'm definitely not rushing to get them there. I'm not driving past the speed limit. I do the speed limit, especially when I have a passenger, because 1, it's their safety. 2, Uber and Lyft definitely track you and your speed, and God forbid anything happens, you want to be covered. I do Lyft as well. I only do premium. Every once in a while I'll do regular Uber or regular Lyft, only if I'm in a part of town that I know I'm not going to get a ride. Like, I might be charging in Channelview, and I know I'm not going to get any black or premium rides, so I'll put the direction, like going back to the city, and I'll turn on regular Uber, regular Lyft, and I'll pick up people on the way there, just so I'm making money no matter what. I'd rather make something than nothing. And a lot of times, you'll get that long ride, or you'll get a couple short rides. And like yesterday on the way to the airport, or Monday on the way to the airport, I made like $15. There's a lot of surges early in the morning, and after work there's a lot of surging going on. You can make a lot of money off the surges if you do it right. The Drake concert surge last night, I had some dude request me, tell me he's one place, and then he ends up somewhere else, and then when I get to where he's supposed to be, he's like, no, I walked this other place, and then he canceled. The dude was drunk and annoying, so I'm kind of glad he canceled, but I missed out on a lot of money. But at the same time, it is what it is. You can't, in this business, you just got to take the good with the bad. So with that being said, next time I go to a venue like that, if the passenger's not there within 5 minutes, I'm canceling on them. I'm not going to go looking for them. I'm not going to drive around. I'm not going to do what I did last night. I was trying to be a nice person and end up getting screwed. And that's what usually happens. So yeah, I'm just giving away a little free game. Like I said, it's all about how you present yourself. Make sure the car is clean. Well, I'll do my best to make sure the inside and outside are very clean. It always smells good in the car. I have different sprays. I got this spray. It's called Hawaiian Splash by Shan. She has a company called Sense by Shan off Alameda. I think she has some of the best fragrances, and they last. I also have the Air Spencer, which is, here, I'll show you. This thing, which smells like almost like a blueberry smell. And make sure the temperature's right in the car. I always ask the passenger if they have anything they want to listen to, or if if it's hot, is it cold. And I do that because they're paying a lot of money for this ride. I want them to be comfortable. I put it on easy listening or jazz music, something with no words. I don't want anyone to feel offended or feel like the music's offensive. And you don't know people that could be, a Mormon, and they feel like you put on Tony Bennett and they'll be like, oh, that's too much. Or you put on Frank Sinatra and they're like, we don't listen to this devil music. So I just do away with all that. I just put it on something with no words, just some light elevator music. Make sure the temperature's right. If they ask about the car, I'll give them almost like a whole presentation. I give people a better presentation on the car than I got when I bought the car. I tell them the pros, the cons, the ins and outs. And it also ends up getting me a lot of tips. I've gotten $50 tips. I've gotten some pretty good tips. And it seems like I get tips almost every ride. And I always get this. I've never been in a Tesla before, and this is the best Uber ride I've ever had. I hear that all the time, and it makes me feel good and proud because, like I said, these people are paying a lot of money for the service. I want them to feel like they got their money's worth. And I'll tell them, hey, this road has construction or there's traffic here, let's go an alternate route. And I end up saving them money, which also gets me some more tips because they feel like I'm not trying to take advantage of them, which most Uber drivers definitely try to take advantage of the customers. I'm not saying most Uber drivers. There's a lot that do. There's a lot of bad apples. So I give them the option. I say, hey, do you know a better route since you live in the area? Communicate. Talk to them. How was your day? Where are you coming from? Did you have fun? Blah, blah, blah. I kind of just chit chat with them like I'm their friend. Now, if they don't want to talk or they're very bougie, I just don't say nothing. Just drop them off. It's just part of the job. I don't get offended if they don't want to talk or if they say, hey, can you turn the music down or anything like that. Hey, whatever your preference is. I'm just here to take you from point A to point B. I'm thinking about not doing the late night weekend thing because I've only got 2 bad ratings, and both of them were someone that were really, really intoxicated. I had a lady try to smoke weed in my car, and I was like, no, you just can't just fire up in my car. I'm sorry. She's like, oh, I hate this state. Y'all are so stupid. Y'all are so boring. Y'all are so this and that. I was like, whatever. When I dropped her off, my whole car smelled like weed, and then she left a nug of weed. And I called Uber about a cleaning fee. They're like, no, we can't do that. I rated her a 1. She rated me a 3, and then said my AC didn't work. Well, my AC works just fine. It's just she turned off the vents and then decided she wants to open the windows while it's raining, which is all my headliners are suede, so you can't just open my windows when it's raining. You're gonna mess up my car. So I had to tell her, hey, you can't do that. And she got upset. Like, what can I do? I can't smoke weed. I can't open the windows. I'm like, you could sit down, shut the fuck up, and let me take you to where I'm taking you. I didn't say that to her, but I wanted to. But I kept it real cordial, real polite. Made sure they got there safely. When I got there, I told her, I'm gonna get in trouble because my whole car smells like weed. If I get pulled over, I'm definitely gonna be upset. And she was like, oh, I'll take the blame. And I'm like, well, it's gonna be hard for you to take the blame if I'm dropping you off and then still having to drive. So the whole weekend thing is cool, but you're gonna deal with a lot of drunk people. You're gonna deal with people that, I had one guy request me 3 in the morning. I go to pick him up. He's like, oh, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'll be there in 10 minutes. I should have just canceled and left. He decides he wants to take an hour, then taking him home, he throws up in the car. Really not in the car, kind of like on the floor mats, and then, had to get that professionally cleaned. Uber does pay for that. They will pay for the cleaning. They'll charge the customer. He rated me a 1 because I reported him for throwing up in the car, but I don't know what he expected. So other than those 2 or 3 situations I've had, everything's been really good. Really nice people, really interesting people, fun. I definitely enjoy doing this. I have a lot of fun doing it. I think this car helps. If I was doing it in any other car, I don't think I'd be doing it at all. But If y'all have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Yeah, this is my first video, so I gotta kind of feel this out and see exactly what kind of information I want to give, because I don't want to give away too many trade secrets. I mean, I will progressively say more and more, but I'm not going to just give you all the game right up front. So stay tuned and we'll see what we can do with this. Y'all have a great day. Be safe driving.